Good morning, everyone. We're going live at 6 a.m. on the 6th of May in the Dr. Kilt's 6 a.m. now morning meetup. Hope everyone is okay. We have a little bit of problem. We had a couple of cancellations for this morning and for the afternoon, so we had to make some changes. And so the guest this morning was going to be someone, and we rescheduled him because he couldn't make it. But I have another guest here today, so I'm going to bring him up so we can talk to him for a little bit. And here we go.
Good morning,
This,
everyone.
this is Dr. Robert Kieltz, infertility specialist.
Crazy
How are you
man.
doing?
Dr. Nelson, I am doing amazing. Thank you. Thank you for this invitation to be with you today. And I'm hoping to be back for a while. I took a crazy 2 weeks almost off, and I put it away, which was not easy for me. But I did it, and really, really grateful that I did. And spent some time with Miss Tia. We traveled to Australia. We went to the meetup there with Mel and many other people down there. And we went to Sydney and Melbourne. And I just got back last night. I'm in New York City. I'm traveling to Syracuse today, and back to the beautiful work at Seeing My Fertility, but also my daily work with Kilt's Mighty Tribe and our lives and many more.
Thank you for being here. Truly, you were not scheduled to be here today and just happened to come up. So it worked out great because our guest had canceled. So
I was a last minute find. No, it's beautiful. I wasn't sure I was going to be here. I've got to catch a plane at about 8 o'clock this morning, so I might have to leave just a few minutes early. I apologize,
that
I'm really grateful to Dr. Nelson for the amazing work he's helping do with Kilt's Mighty Tribe and drkilts.com and sharing his ideas and energy and knowledge and bringing on many guests and sharing the carnivore. Conversations and journeys that we all need to be sharing.
so today's hashtag is gonna be kilts, and I think it's fitting we give out a kilt cup. So hashtag
I'm
kilts cup. So tell us about your time. It was half vacation, half work because you were, but
yeah,
it's not work for you. You were doing meetups and uh, traveling also. Had you been to Australia before?
I went to Melbourne last 24 February, and I got a chance to go see uh, to 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 go to a concert with with what's her name? I always got to remember the football player and the musician. Uh, uh, she was really great, and but I wasn't really an aficionado of going to concerts, but I went there for a concert, and it was a really great time. But this time I went to Carnivore meetup, and it was really fantastic. And I
Are you
saw
talking, are you talking about Shakira? No,
Shakira.
no,
No,
no. Okay,
no. I'll let others sort of throw in
okay.
for the Kansas City Queen. Uh, um, uh,
All right.
and,
So
and so I went there for a meetup, and it was Bella was there, and Max was there, and Mel was there, Ivy. Let's see who else. I mean, there are really some great, amazing people. Dave Mack was there. It was fantastic, and it was a day-long event, sharing stories, much inspiration. If you go to Carnivore Live, I'm sure all of the videos will be up if they're not up already. It was really fantastic, and I got a chance. I was hanging around. Then I went to Sydney and hang out there for a couple of days. And I saw Ivy Sardi, and I saw Deb and Dave, who are at the Melbourne. Well, I was just walking in the by the harbor there, uh, and it was really great to meet so many people. I had such great Australian meat. It was fantastic, and I just traveling the world and meeting people and talking about carnivore and how it's a game changer. And so many people have healed uh, physical and mental disorders, and I think the word is spreading around the globe. And I know Healing Humanity. I'm going to go up to Toronto coming up this weekend. I think with Carrie and Adam,
Yeah.
Healing Humanity event. We've got Meat Stock coming up. We've got a Boston meetup coming up. I'll be in Seattle later. So I'm really excited to see everyone and anyone who's hanging out with us today and every single day, and just spreading the word how carnivore is such a game changer. And we're having an event in September, I think, in Syracuse. I don't know the exact dates, but I think if you go to drkills.com,
Yeah.
and you get a lot of those dates, and are really great.
You can go to drkills.com or kiltsmeetup.com, and all our future events are there. I gotta get my passport. I don't have a passport. Uh, you mentioned Kerry. You're gonna be with him. Uh, Knucklehead. He was he was my first guest this afternoon for our 3 p.m. Uh, meetups, and he forgot he was traveling to Canada.
Well, I'll be around. I should be available at 3 p.m. So if I could join you also, I'd love to do that
What?
and be
Okay,
part of
yeah.
this. Tell us,
We were able to get. We're gonna have John Laspina, carnivore
oh,
teacher, today in the
well,
afternoon, of course.
I'll be there anyway, because tell us a little bit about the afternoon events that are coming up.
So Tuesdays and Thursdays we're gonna be live at 3 p.m. most days, except this Thursday. We're gonna be at 4:30 with 4:30, 4:15 with Dr. Rimka, right? That's Thursday, and then after that, 3 p.m. We're trying it out to see how people like it. If uh, maybe in the future we'll add another day or two. But Tuesdays and Thursdays, 3 p.m. Eastern time, most days. Any changes will be announced beforehand, hopefully.
Where's Alia?
Alia's on vacation.
Vacation.
I think she might have gotten home already or not. She emailed me from a boss. Okay, so I'm giving. I think she mentioned it, so I'm gonna tell. Uh, she lives in Cali, Colombia. She flew to Bogota for some business. Uh, I don't know if I'm allowed to say what she was doing, but anyways, she was doing something in Bogota, and she scheduled because her kids are off from school, some time off to visit a couple of places, and coming back from Bogota to Cali, she was gonna take a bus and make a couple of stops. So it was a few days journey, and so she emailed me from the bus yesterday after the Zoom meeting. I see the email that our guest for this morning had canceled. So yeah, he canceled. Just take care of it.
And tell us a little about the shift from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. Monday through
Mm,
Friday.
mm.
What's that about? Why?
So 6 a.m. instead of 5, Monday through Friday. Today's just the second day. I I I mean, I still got up at 4 o'clock this morning because I've been getting up for 4 o'clock for a long time. So, but I think I don't know. Tell us if you like it. We have
Yeah,
we have almost 100. Well, we do have 100 people between the different platforms right now. So tell us how you like the change. If you prefer 5 a.m., if you prefer 6 a.m., if you prefer any other times. I mean, a lot of people are not here live, but I know they watch it because I have a couple of people that even text me later. Oh, I saw you this morning. You know, you mentioned Dave back, by the way, that he was with us last week, by the way. So tell us in your comments if you like the 6 a.m. Aquí, I think I'm liking the 6 a.m. a little better, says Paul.
Well, I think a lot of the 6 a.m. was because 5 a.m. was a challenge for not only people in the East Coast, but now we're going west. And then we added the afternoon on Tuesday, Thursday, also to sort of give a little bit of catch of the people on the West Coast a little bit better. And we still are working on the weekends and trying to decide if we're going to keep this Sunday live or move it late. We haven't made some decisions, but we're always movable and flexible.
I think Sunday, and we haven't talked about this, but Sunday, I think we keep it sometimes yes, sometimes no.
I,
And, you know, if you have the time, you do it. Uh,
yeah.
Now, we have, like I said, we have over 100 people already here, and most say they like it. Good morning,
Oh, oh,
everybody.
I'm sorry. I just hit that too. Yeah, that it's very it varies. I mean, I get up at 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning, and there's a really big movement to up early. And tell me, what you get up early? What are the benefits of getting up early for you, Doc?
It helps me with avoiding the stress of having to accomplish something. Like if you're gonna get up to go to work or go and do anything, and you just get up from bed a minute before you're supposed to be starting that task, it puts you in a I gotta go and do this, and it's an immediate shock to the system because you were sleeping a minute before. So it has always I always get when I used to go out and do regular used to work an hour away. uh I would get up about 3 hours before the time I had to leave the house to just get ready, do whatever I'm gonna do, slow and not be in a hurry. I think that stress sometimes not good. It's good to be on the go and do things and accomplish things and be efficient. Uh, so fast is slow and slow is fast.
I
So
find that I get so much more done by starting early. And that getting up out of bed and getting moving and motion is really, really motivating for all of us, right? Just a little bit. We don't have to do very much. It's
the you,
such a
sorry, did you see anything new and interesting in Australia? Visit any new animals?
I, I had amazing beef. I didn't have any kangaroo.
Okay.
Uh, Although my friend Ivy Sardi, I am Ivy Sardi. He's on Instagram. You need to check him out. And I don't know if we've had him on a morning live, but we'll get Ivy on again if we have and haven't, whatever way. I apologize for my brain some days. And yes, it was Taylor Swift, by the way, my Swifty.
Oh, okay.
I needed someone to jog my memory a little bit, but because I never really watched her or listened to her, but it was interesting.
I
But
I took
I
I took my daughter to a Taylor Swift concert about 12, 13 years ago. She was just
Whoa.
starting. She was already famous, but just starting.
You're, yeah,
From
yeah, yeah.
what was the Amway Center at the time. It's now called something else. But anyways, Taylor Swift. Yes.
And I was reading something from Neville Goddard. If you haven't read Neville Goddard, I highly recommend Neville. And he was just talking about the gifts within all of us and our the gifts we've been and our talent is meant to be expressed. And just like we're here on a live, we're you and I weren't trained to do this, but we're now doing it. And I think that's part of what I've learned on these journeys of meeting people around the globe and helping to heal humanity is that we're all meant to express ourselves, and whether it's song, dance, videography, painting, pottery, poetry, music, or whatever job you choose to do in life, uh, we're meant to get up and out and go do something. And getting up early really helps doing that. And I got to tell you, I just met so many amazing people. That was probably the thing that I enjoyed more than anything. No matter where I went, at the airports, the cabs, the Ubers, the shops, just walking down the street. And the beauty of traveling is that we're all the same around the globe, and we're all searching for that joy of life. And it can be expressed in whatever you do. And again, the um, Bradley, Carnival Ray, um, um, and all the people that were at this meetup, and not only the people presenting, but those that were there to listen and learn. The stories are amazing. I think that's the whole most important part, and I think that's what we're working to do, along with Carrie and Adam and so many others. We appreciate everyone just coming on. And if you're just listening and learning and just watching for a while and say nothing, that's okay. But sometimes it's a matter of you know, just tell us your story. Tell us where you came from in this. And the stories are pretty much we're human beings struggling to find sort
You
of health and
mentioned
wellness.
you mentioned airports, and I don't know if you do this, but I know people who enjoy just sitting down in the airport or uh, used to be a mall. I think malls are on the way out for some reason. At least multiple of them in the where I live. So the pandemic changed, and that's another story. But
Yeah.
uh, airports, you can sit down, and if you look at the people around, and sometimes you can imagine stories about those people, even though they're not talking to you. You ever uh, look at people in the airport or anywhere else and imagine their stories?
Well, I was making a comment to Tia yesterday when we were at I don't know if it was Sydney, it was Los Angeles International, it was New York. The malls are now at the airport. It's the mall. The mall is they moved it to the airports. The amount of people traveling through these places is quite amazing. And so yeah, I just love watching people and talking to people, saying hello to people. It's such a wonderful, wonderful place. And I think wherever you travel, part of the challenge, I think, is to look at the world with a brightness, a joy, even in the hardships and the challenges, and look at it as God's sort of painting of life. And you're the master painter, and use your mindset as you look at the world and the joy and the beauty and laugh about it and all those things. But yeah, I met, just and one guy said, it was like he said, wow, you look really great. And I was a guy in his 20s, and I said, "Well, I'm nearly 70." And we start then talk about carnivore, and he said, "Yeah, I heard about that." And so, we always have something we could talk about, and finding something, or you notice someone's clothing or hat or jewelry, and you make a compliment about it, and that was the beauty of it. It's like, and then the lines to get in the airplane, and all the amazing people in the airplane were just again, we're travelers. Our job in life is to travel. That's why going to these meetups and coming online and showing up every day. And I get up, I do my hour workout every day. I do my 100 push-ups. I do my walking for an hour. Yesterday, I say yesterday morning, Monday morning, I got up at 4 o'clock. I went on an hour walk on the wharf in the water side, which was really great. And you just got to get up and out, God. And one of the things, and then I met a guy by the wharf, walking around at 5 a.m. And he's 71 or two, and just still going. Says, going to work is the best thing to do every day. And this idea about retirement, just shoot it up. It's dead.
What's more important, to do or to enjoy what you do?
Yeah. Which a lot of people sort of wake up in life or go to work and are focusing on what's wrong with where they're at or what they're doing. And what we're really here to do is focus on the beauty of what's good, what's great, and the joy of even the hardships and the challenges. And I think that that's one of the most important things that we can do every day.
Ivy says, "Welcome back, Dr. K. I think my personality is changing in just 3 months. I feel calm and more optimistic." I am. I think she's referring to her change in the way of eating.
I agree with that. And I found that going keto or carnivore, and I say keto because vegan, vegetarians, Mediterraneans, pescatarian, carnivores could be keto, which is a high fat diet, real fat. To me, it's animal fat. It's cream, eggs, butter, cheese. That's why it's harder as a vegan, but it can be done. And carnivore is like, whoa, you're getting rid of the goitrogens and the lectins, oxalates, phytates, the toxins that are in the plants, and the high sugar diet that we've all been basically brainwashed to consume. And when I was in, I can't remember, when I was walking around Sydney, and they have a lot of these little stores, and they're so colorful, and they have a ton of processed candies and snacks and drinks, but they're so pristine, clean, and beautiful. I was just noticing how the colors and the shapes and even the music, and it's sort of an invitation. And the moment you taste them, your taste buds go wild for more. And so much of what we're really doing here is just like, wow, just eating meat and I can feel so good. Oh, I had eggs. I don't normally have breakfast, but I had breakfast. I had poached eggs with bacon and it was Skull Island shrimp essentially. It was so good, and with hollandaise sauce. And then I had great ribeye steaks, Australian wagyu. It was quite amazing. Then I went to a Japanese restaurant and had some Japanese A5 wagyu. But again, wherever you go in this world, then we took a helicopter. Oh, I took a helicopter ride. That was pretty cool and amazing. For an hour to go to the Blue Mountains, the Blue Hills, which are due west of Sydney, which was really cool and great.
CB says Dr. Gills is the guest. He's been gone so long he has to earn his way back to the ownership of the channel.
I am grateful to Dr. Nelson and Alia for helping spearhead the kind of the morning lives with me, and because it's much more fun in a team work and everyone being part of this. That's what I love, and I miss Papa Carnivore and Norse Carnivore and Amy Brisket Boomers and Brenda, and I mean the list goes on and on and on, and I
Well,
can't touch everyone this
Amy
morning.
is here, and Papa Carnivore usually is here, but I don't know if he
Ah,
had to go to work. But
oh, I just hit. Here's Papa right here. I
oh,
just saw.
okay,
I
yeah,
did
yeah,
see him. So
that's right. I had not seen his comment. Have a question: is salt necessary on this diet? I am assuming zinc is a newbie.
it's not. I don't know. I mean, you'll give your opinion, and my good friend Bella, Ma Steak and Butter Gal, and I think Dr. Chafee. Neither of them use salt, and so there are a lot of people out there that don't use salt. I personally really love salt. I'm a salt licker, and I would say it's not necessary, but I think it's really good, and I think we evolved around salt. Otherwise, our civilizations are based on salt and still are in so many ways.
I love Melbourne, Sydney, and Sydney.
Here, I'm going to hit one from Kimberly. Where was that? I got one from Kimberly because we stayed at the Four Seasons in Sydney and the Ritz in Melbourne. Uh, both were amazing. We have gone by the Crown in Melbourne and in Sydney. They're really great. And we did go to Bondi Beach. Uh, it was just the Opera House. We had a tour. They were just all amazing. We did a helicopter tour, and then we did a driving walking tour, which was really fantastic. And we're going to go back again. I worked with Ivy Sardi and Debbie and her husband Dave. We're going to work for a Sydney meetup, and we'll get Mel involved. And also, sometime in the spring or summer coming up. That's the plan. It was great. But you got to go to these meetups. They're amazing.
Sandy won a Kilts Cup a few weeks ago, I think, and is asking how long it's going to take. So the Kilts Cup are, they're not always in stock because they depend on Dr. Kills makes them. This is not manufactured anywhere else. It's by his own hand. So just email Alia at drkills.com and ask her.
Yeah,
Uh,
Ollie at drkitz.com and remind us if you don't get it because then we'll make sure because
yeah,
I've got a whole bunch that I just finished
all
glazing.
these days, I kept a list of the winners. I just emailed them to Alia yesterday, but if she's home right now, she just got home. She was getting home today, so uh, and Bev is asking if Alia is no longer with the program here. She was on vacation. She'll be here. I'm pretty sure she's gonna be here tomorrow. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
so
Here's another one here. Um, about our mineral, again, yes, like everyone makes as if we're all uniquely different. We're very, very,
yeah,
very, very similar. And I don't know about you, Dr. Nelson, and you probably know this more than I do, because as an internist or family practice, you probably spent a lot of time looking at electrolytes. And healthy people's electrolytes are always they're almost I've never seen anyone's electrolytes. Oh my God, unless you're sick. And so I still think our mineral vitamin worries are overblown tremendously. We make it up
our
like,
body
oh,
makes the electrolytes are very tightly regulated and controlled in your system. I mean, like you said, if you're healthy, your electrolytes are probably good. If you're having any symptoms or problems, we might look at some of them. Regarding electrolytes in the carnivore or low carb diet, you may have different needs. Some people, the question about salt, some people don't put salt, some people use salt all the time. Um, you mentioned Bella, Dr. Chafee, Adam Lacey from Healing Humanity. He actually realized after he stopped all salt that some of the symptoms that were lingering was because of his his use of salt. So Not everybody needs it. I still use it. Uh,
I love salt, and I bring my little box of salt wherever I go, and I did get some great salts from
I
Australia too.
I have, traveling a little bit to these meetups. I have to go to through TSA, right? And I have a couple of pocket knives in one of my bags. I forgot to take them out, so they they confiscated that. They were cheap, you know. Anyways, and I had 3 liter bottles, different sizes of salt with me because I always carry some salt in my bag. So they had to test that to make sure it wasn't something else.
Yeah, yeah. There's a question here about aminos and pre-workout, and these are all basically tasty things that we've been convinced. I mean, ultimately, I'd say fatty meat, salt, and water. That's kind of my basic foundations. All these other things are things that any and all of us may find helpful and how you feel. Requirement? I don't know. I don't think we have requirements. I mean,
So
what do you
this,
think, doctor?
my feeling about most supplements are they may not be necessary, and throughout the years, and I'm sure you can back me up on this, over the last 20, 30 years, we always have this wonderful either super fruits or super supplements, and this is going to cure everything and anything, and they don't pan out. And you use some of these things for days, weeks, or months, or even years, and I am 100% sure that most people here have had some kind of supplement for a period of their time of their lives, thinking they were going to do great things, and sometimes maybe they did. But in general, I mean, amino acids. What are amino acids? Amino acids are the building block of proteins. Okay. Where do we find amino acids? If you're on a carnivore diet, you're having a load of amino acids. Okay. There is about, the most common are there are 20. There are more than 20, but about 20 amino acids. 9 of them are essential amino acids, which means you have to consume them because your body makes many amino acids, but do not make them all. Either they are consumed in what you eat, or you may run into trouble. So do you need to, if you're doing bodybuilding, and of course, behind doing bodybuilding, the bodybuilders believe you have to do carb loading and you have to time your food to the exercise. I uh you know if you want to do that, that's fine, but amino acids, I have a lot of amino acids waiting in my refrigerator. I always have picanha at hand, and so I cut up a few days ago about 8 pounds of two picanhas, and I have some. That's my amino acid pre and post workout supplement.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I think if you find the joy in using these things, supplements, vitamins, amino acids and ketones and things, but are they required? 50,000, 10,000 years ago, fatty meat, salt, water, that was probably our foundation, right?
And that doesn't mean I don't. I mean, right now I started a few days ago using liver capsules. Okay. By the way, we did give a liver. I think it was yesterday. So uh, I'm trying it because I haven't had liver for while. I used to have once in a while some liver, and the very last time I used calf liver, I had some vomiting afterwards. So I don't know if it was related to the liver, but that put me off consuming liver for a while. So I started a few days ago doing
And
some
and
liver
Fenice,
beta capsule.
yeah, Fenice Roberg. I have nighttime leg or feet cramps. Trying to drink beef broth for my electrolytes. I don't take any supplements. It's just one of my body cleansing itself. Is this just I do stretching. I've had some cramps throughout my years, short time, and I find that the stretching helps, massage helps, and it happens from time to time. I'm a salter. I mean, I love salt. I don't can't say um, using salt makes it go away or comes, but I think these are things that people have to sort of work for themselves and find that one spot. Would you agree?
Yeah, we've been talking about the different people. It's different for everyone. As far as the cramps, have settled sort of on a regimen for. Uh, I use magnesium, and I find if I don't use it on a regular basis, I get more cramps. So, uh, but does everybody need to do that? No.
I'd say probably more walking, more weights, more stretching, more motion. And if you think about it, we've really our world today is a lot of sitting around and doing nothing. I mean, even for us where we're sitting doing our podcasting, if you're sitting at a computer all day, I mean, most of my work is at a stand-up desk, and I do my walking on a treadmill, or I go outside. I do my weights. I have them on my desk. Here I'm in a hotel. I don't have them, but I went down to the gym. So, uh, you know, is I think it's a lot of it's just move more than anything.
All right. So there are some people that still like the 5 a.m. I guess especially on the East Coast, they they are able to do the 5 a.m. before they go to work, and then
Maybe, who knows? Maybe I'll throw in some 5 a.m.s with, for it's a little nostalgia. I don't know. We're working on it.
maybe that
Change.
we'll do a 2 hour. You know that
I do five,
we
you
have
do,
it.
I don't know.
I don't know if he's here, but Rick Rodriguez uh, is doing lives on Saturdays, and he goes 6, 7, 8 hours sometimes. Uh,
This is because if you think about the beauty of what social media has done for all of us, we now have connections with human beings, and you can find everyone and anyone about whatever things you're interested in learning about. That's, I think, such an important and great thing. But I watch people doing pottery, building things. I used to do a lot of woodwork. I do pottery still and painting, and I watch these things, which is really great. I'm learning from others. Good artists borrow, but the best steal. We're just looking for ideas and I just got a new camera. I'm playing with that, and I love all this stuff. This is just so much fun and joy, and we're meeting people, and then you go to the meetings and then you meet them in person, which again, human beings, we're communal. We have to come together, and we're just breaking out of that COVID craziness, but I enjoy Papa Carnivore, CB Carmack, Fenice Roberg, Michael Pregler, Amy Hosp, Larry Ryan, uh, Target Prime Rib, Sandy Blythe, Andy C77. Um, you know, and this is what I find is very interesting. Okay, cramps are often a magnesium issue. I'm not even sure I believe that one anymore. And I know that. And again, I'm just playing with this. It's like mineral salts. Is it magnesium we're missing? I don't know. It's quite an interesting question, but I think you've got to find what works for
it
you.
might, yeah. You have to find out what works for you, and it might seem simple sometimes, but it has to do with the amount of fluids that you drink or don't drink. Sometimes we drink too much, We dilute. We drink so much that we dilute our electrolytes in our body. Although the body tries to regulate them very well, and sometimes, uh, I mean, everybody's not the same, and your solution might be different to my solution. That's for sure. By the
Well,
way,
I Coca
the next well, where did it go? Our next meetup is, well, you're gonna be May 10th is the meetup in Ontario, Canada, and then oh, it's only 8 days. We go to meet stock
right. So
in
the
Gatineau,
14th. So the 10th, I'll be in Ontario,
Ontario.
Toronto. I don't know exactly place.
Ontario, Canada. It says here. I
Yeah,
not
Carrie
familiar
actually
with Canada.
texted me yesterday.
And then May 14th through the 18th, Meatstock. June 7th, Seattle, Washington. I'll be in Meatstock and Washington. And then the 28th of June, Boston. Go to
So we're
guildsmeetup.com and you can find all the events there. If you're close to those, please go. It's a lot of fun.
uh, Caledonia, Ontario. Uh, it's the gathering place is Chiefs Wood Road, Caledonia, Canada. We are, yeah. This 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. this coming Saturday, and these meetups are just so powerful. And again, I'm kind of into this new idea, carnivore curious. If you're just carnivore curious, you got to come to these meetings. You got to show up. You got to ask questions. Again, question the concepts and ideas. Coca Cola solves a lot of problems, doesn't it? But it causes more problems than you know. And maybe this is the problem with, that's why I even question our, magnesium and all these supplements, right? Uh, so it's kind of all interesting concepts and ideas, but um, I love the conversation of what's the right answer. And I think what you said, Dr. Nelson, is that you individually have to figure you out. But ultimately, a plant protein, low fat diet is kind of not good for us.
Brenda says getting up early usually guarantees personal quiet time and being able to do what I want uninterrupted. And that is true. Sometimes quiet time allows you to concentrate on whatever task you're doing, whether it's reading, meditating, exercising.
I don't know.
Uh,
Maybe I'll do a Zoom live twice a week at 5 a.m. somewhere in there. I don't know. I'm talking. I have no idea what I'm going to do. But I love I change, adjusting, so important. I think for all of us, you got to be adjusting to change, right?
Welcome, Dr. Kiltz. Good to see your face.
Stacy, thank you. It's good to see everyone's face again. I kind of put it all away for the 10 days, 2 weeks ish, and we got Yuhan here. Esther Boros is here, right? I mean, just so many amazing, amazing people around the globe, and we're learning. I'm working to go. Again, we have Boston, Seattle. I'm supposed to go to Costa Rica to film about menopause, and we may be a sponsor there, and but we're all just kind of sharing and learning. What are people reading? Any good books that you've read out there? What inspires you every single day? What type of activity is motivating you? I think these are real important. I mean, our good friend uh, Amy uh, and Lynn write books. Uh, I think, what books are people writing, right?
Sometimes we get so busy with life that we don't take time to be creative or to read inspiring things.
I love reading. I love listening to books. I'm a voracious reader, but I love watching, the YouTube and Instagram stories that people create because there's a lot of inspiration there. But I always focus on those that are motivating, positive, and sort of helping us all on the journey in better ways. Oh yeah, this is a good book. This is a good book. The Fiber Men.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
go,
Go
go
ahead. Go ahead.
ahead. Go ahead and click back on
Oh,
that.
yeah, yeah. The Fiber Menace is a really good book. Although he's not completely against fiber. But I think, I love Paul Mason stuff on, talk about the fiber. We need to get Paul Mason on. We have not done an interview with Paul Mason.
I have sent, I think, 2 emails to him. I haven't gotten a response.
All right, well, we'll get it. We'll get it. Maybe
You
next
know,
time.
you know, you know who did respond and will schedule probably? K- Malcolm, Dr. Malcolm Kendrick. He wrote
Oh,
the Plot Thickens,
yes.
and
Good book.
he did respond back. I'm waiting for him to schedule his whenever. So hopeful that we're gonna have him. And we have coming up in a couple of weeks, I think, Dr. Andres Alcedo. She confirmed a Zoom call. Uh, we had Dr. Jesus Vega last night,
Oh,
uh,
awesome. Love Dr. Vega.
and he's going to be again in one of the afternoons in a few weeks uh, as well.
And
We're
if people have other guests that they would love to be on, the either the morning or afternoons or carnivore conversations, really important, to and encourage. We'd love to be on your blogs, by the way. So both Dr. Nelson and myself love to have the coverage to communicate.
I was listening yesterday to uh, your podcast with Dr. Obadia. Very interesting, and you were sharing your results of your CAC score and your CT angiogram and all that. When 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 were those tests, and when are you repeating them?
A year and almost a half ago was my CAC score, December of 23, and so I'm going to repeat them, but I'm going to get both the CAC and the CT angiogram again, and but it's kind of interesting. It's because whether or not our because there's a lot of collateral vascularity that builds up, even in people with major obstructions, and a lot of people live a long time with those obstructions. So, if you look at whether you do bypass surgery or stents or medications or nothing, we don't even know those answers. And I can't remember who I just read the book with, and I've been talking about this a little bit about the glycocalyx. It's likely some sort of electromolecular damage that's really occurring that's responsible for a lot of the cardiovascular and vascular damage that we're suffering from. So it's really kind of interesting concepts that, because we talk about our hypothesis of the cause of heart disease, remember, it's all theories. We've not proven much of anything, although in general a plant protein low fat diet, especially excessively processed, is probably one of the biggest problems and not our biggest friend in all of this. So, these are where we've got to make some changes. So, did I lose you, Dr. Nelson? Oh,
No, I'm here.
uh,
I'll be
yep.
back in a
Oh,
second, okay?
okay, okay, okay. It's really great to have. Yeah, Dr. Mason is really great. Love to get him on our talk in the morning, and I'm grateful. Again, we're trying some new time here, 6 a.m. I kind of went through it with Dr. Nelson and Ali, which has been really great help for me. And although I love my 5 a.m.s, but I'm sort of making shifts and changes depending on where I'm at in this world. Um, yeah, I think reading is one of the most important. Let's see here. Let's see, Lee Casillas Slifford. I don't have a functioning thyroid. For years, I've been taking 175 of Levo. After losing 7+ pounds in the last 10 months, my levels have tanked. My doctor's having me take 0.15 now. Can you explain how this works? Well, it sounds like you're taking a lower amount because interesting thing about the thyroid gland, and this is where you look at goitrogenic foods. These are foods which are plant based, are known to damage the thyroid gland. So whatever you've done to lose the weight, also by probably reduced amount of those goitrogens that damage the thyroid gland, and it sounds like um, you're taking less. And when you say it's you don't have any functioning thyroid, but you may have some. That's one of the interesting parts of the story that you know you still may have some thyroid function, and I've seen it come back. Yes, we appreciate the likes, the subscribes, the shares, the comments, and all of this. Yuhan, so great to see you. Let's see. I, I'm back. I don't normally take these vacations, by the way, and sort of turning off. It was really a big challenge and change for me to do that. But it was such a time change that it was easy. It was easy. It was easy. So, hello, Dr. Anidra Marie Johnson. I'm actually in Syracuse this week. And then next week, I'm actually in Gatlinburg, Tennessee at Meatstock, talking about keto, carnivore, faith, fasting, fitness. These are all the things that I love to talk about, which I think is critical for all of us. Toxic superfoods, oxalates. Took it with me to work. Yes, that's a really great one. And although uh, Dr. Benazati has just come out with a new book about resetting your metabolism. So that's a really great one. I just finished reading it and excited about that. I was supposed to go tomorrow night to his book opening, but I'm not going to be able to make it in order to get some stuff and working and things like that. And again, we appreciate the likes, the subscribes, the comments, the questions, because that's really important for us to continue to serve the purpose of why we're here as a physician. And Dr. Nelson, as a physician, we went to medical school and then residencies in order to learn ways of helping heal. What we have come to realize that so much of what we're taught is actually not getting to the heart of the cause of the diseases, but simply focusing on drugs, dissections in order to mask the symptoms. Yes, doctor.
Dr. William Osler, who's considered the father of, I think, internal medicine, it's a 19th century physician, turn of the century, 19th to 20th century. But he said, speaking to a medical uh, graduating class, he told them, I have good news and bad news, basically. I'm paraphrasing, by the way. I'm not reading this exact quote, but he told them that uh, 50% of what we just taught you is wrong, but we don't know which 50% it is. And you mentioned we went to medical school, which was a few years ago, just the other day. Uh, and we were taught probably things that even the people teaching us didn't know they were necessarily wrong. And sometimes when we talk about cholesterol and about these things, in particular, the cholesterol and the fat craze, low fat, past 70, 80 years, and many of us believe that may not be the right way. And then we talk about conspiracy theories of pharmaceutical companies and food companies, and some of those may be true, may not be true, but sometimes we don't know what we don't know, and that affects the way, unfortunately, that we practice, and we come to learning new things. So always, always, learn, read, search. When I teach medical students, I always ask them or teach them to ask why. If the only thing if the only thing you say is why whenever you're presented with, then you're gonna go down the path researching trying to find the truth behind it. Why? It's a question that will always help you learn in life about anything.
I think if we realized that food scarcity was so common, our brothers and sisters, I think, in developing the foods that we currently have available, quite often we're just trying to help provide. And we over provided and over processed. And so if you eat infrequent amounts of some processed foods, it's probably not going to kill you. Now, heroin, cocaine, it's not a good one to have even small amounts. Um, Even alcohol, you never know when it can be the one that cause you to drive erratically and cause a death or an injury. But I think that what we're learning, and I don't look back and blame. I just look forward and say, what can we do to make it better? And carnivore is like, it's so simple. It's not a complicated story.
It is very simple. Don't forget, people, hashtag killed. According to my tool here, I only have 26 entries. If you put it more than once, it only counts one, but it counts you. But we have here over 160 people. So hashtag kills. We'll send you a kills cup as soon as they are available. And it's 658, Dr. Kills. Where can we find you, Dr. Kills?
Just look for Dr. Nelson and Ali, and Kilts will be there most of the time. But just find us on drkilts.com, Kilts Mighty Tribe for free. And we're adding more on our carnivore course certification coming up for keto and carnivore, and we support keto and carnivore lifestyles, which I think are really really fantastic. Um, and Brenda Foley, it's we're it's sermonizing. This is a little bit of a we're our job is to worship each other with kindness and love, and to me, fatty meat, oh my God, it's nothing better than that. And I'm doing a 5-day fast starting today, kind of cleansing my body a little bit. I like to do a 5-day fast quarterly. Uh, I did a 4-day fast. I did a 7-day fast a month prior, and then then a 5-day. And you did a 10-day fast. I have not done the 10-day fast yet, but I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there for sure. Shall we do our prize?
Okay. One, 5 more seconds. We'll do the draw. And everybody
I
Hashtag
got
kilts.
and Kilts can't win. He's already won. He's here. And yeah, we'd love to have Amy and Dawn and Leah, Brian, some of us. Yes, 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 yes. Washing hands in the medical field. Although it's kind of interesting that yeah, he was trashed. He was a good guy. He was
All right,
trashed.
here we
So are we
go.
ready? Let's do it.
Dustin Hall. All right,
All right,
Dustin,
Dustin. Nice.
please
Amazing.
email Alia, ALIA, at drkills.com, and she will get the Kills Cup to you. And if you have any questions about, I forget, I think it was Sandy who, uh, also you need to email Alia at drkills.com, okay?
All
And
right. So 3 p.m. Eastern time is that what time?
at 3 p.m. today, we're going to be talking to carnivore teacher John Laspina. He's a retired uh, teacher. I forget what grades he taught in school, but over 30 years, uh, 34 years experience teaching language arts and social
Nice.
studies, civics, and other things. So we're going to have carnivore teacher at 3 p.m. We're going to have Dr. Rimka on Thursday.
Oh, I love Dr. Rimka. She's amazing. I will be there. And I've got to finish packing and I've got to catch a plane. I love to everyone. Dr. Nelson, you're amazing. Hello to Alia, and I'll hopefully see you today at 3 p.m. If
All
not,
right.
all
So
right,
have a good day,
tomorrow.
everyone. Eat meat.
Eat meat. All right. God bless.